Hey, what's up everyone? I wanted to show you my family recipe for making peanut brittle. Really simple and easy. First things, let's look at some of the equipment. Get a nice heavy gauge pan. Don't get non-stick. We want something that's not coated. The other part that we're going to need here that's very important is a slab of, I've got a slab of granite. This is, you could use, technically you see a lot of recipes with a baking pan, but you need something that can absorb a lot of heat. So a nice thick piece of granite would work great. If you have granite countertops, that could be good too, but just be careful if you seal those with anything, solvents, you don't want to get those in the peanut brittle. So those are only the two pieces of equipment you're going to need, aside from a nice wooden spoon and I have a rubber spatula to get rid of some of the ingredients. The first thing you're going to need is a pound of raw, unsalted Spanish peanuts. Very important. We're going to need 1 cup of light corn syrup. We're going to need 1.5 cups of regular white sugar. We're going to need a heaping teaspoon of baking soda and a 1/2 stick of butter. The other thing that we're going to need here is some cocoa butter. Now make sure that this is food grade cocoa butter. You don't want to get something that's made for cosmetics, so you need something that you can eat. You can find this pretty much anywhere. So the first thing you're going to do is take this and literally just wipe it on the entire surface, making, coat the entire surface with this. So we got that. And you can store this in the freezer, it lasts for a long time. I've had that for a while. So now we're prepared to heat the ingredients up, get them all playing nice together, and then we've got our surface for when we're ready to dump it out of the pan. So let's go over to the stove. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is get this pan nice and hot, or get it going. Put the 1.5 cups of sugar in. We're going to put the 1 cup of corn syrup in here, and that's what the rubber spatula was for. This stuff is really goopy. And we're also going to add in our peanuts. Raw peanuts. Get a nice wooden spoon and start mixing this up. And what we're going to be looking for is it'll start to actually turn a little bit foamy. The other thing I'm going to add to this, which I didn't say, is about a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Just a little pinch in there. Again, we're going to want to keep stirring this up. Pretty much high heat. Just keep working that. That sugar is going to start to break down and liquefy, start to become real smooth and creamy. And then once that sugar's kind of melted and it starts to become a little bit foamy, we're going to add our butter, because we don't want to add it too early because it'll burn. A lot of recipes call for a certain temperature, 240, 300 degrees, whatever it might be. I go strictly by look. That's the way that my grandpa, that's the way my parents taught me. It's really easy. You'll start to see this foam up, and then once we add the butter, it'll start to become a little amber. Once it gets really nice and amber and not burnt and a little wisp of smoke, we put the baking soda in there. What that does is it makes it real bubble up, puts all that air in there, and we dump it directly onto our cooling surface. So I'm going to let this start to break down a little bit here, and it's going to take about 5-10 minutes. It's starting to get, just the consistency starting to change. You're starting to get a little bit of this bubble. It's not quite as clear anymore. It's becoming what is a little bit foamy. So I'm going to go ahead and add my butter now. Let that melt in. Again, we don't want to add that butter too quick because it will just burn. And it's really starting to get that good color going. Just a little bit longer. And really it's kind of what you like. Some people like it a little bit lighter. I like it nice, rich, golden brown. But if you burn it once, it's going to be terrible. And that's where a thermometer may help. Once you do this once, it's pretty straightforward. It's kind of the fun of it. Got our baking soda here. Again, a heaping teaspoon of baking soda. We're really close here. I'm getting just little wisps of smoke, so that's good. Okay, we're good. So I'm going to turn the heat, remove it from the heat, put in my baking soda. I'm going to stir it really quick. Give it a good few stirs. It's going to start bubbling up. I'm going to pour it right out onto that granite. Don't touch it. Let it cool out. It's gonna look kind of gnarly right at first. It's slowly gonna ease out over that cocoa butter. Once that relaxes, it's gonna turn a nice dark amber color or get darker, even darker than it is. I probably could have gone a little bit longer in this batch, but that's all right. So it makes it unique. So I think I let this cool for about a half hour or so, and it's still a little warm. I'm gonna try to pry up on some of the edges here, and it should. Yeah, it just slipped right off there. Really nice and clean. There's my spot. You can see the color now too, super amber, darkened right up. That's for my taste, it's perfect. Again, you can go darker or lighter depending on what your tastes are. And like I said, we're gonna take the back of a knife and we're gonna break this apart. I don't know that it's quite ready yet. We're gonna turn it around to do that. We're gonna, yeah, if it doesn't quite break right away, like that's just chipping, we're not ready to do it yet. A little bit. See, it comes apart like that into chunks. The edges are obviously better, but I'm gonna hold off for the rest of this. Yeah, I do need to sample it though. So good. You'll never buy store-bought peanut brittle again, I'm telling you. So I'm gonna let that continue to cool. This does make a mess, but it gives you those chunks that you typically see. And again, we're gonna put this into a metal, a tin with puppies on it. That's very good. We'll put those in there. And this stuff around holiday time is like gold in my family. So really good stuff. Again, super easy, super cheap, and way better than anything you'll find in the store. So good. That's the problem is, I can't stop eating this stuff. All right, cool. I hope you enjoyed it. Go make it some yourself. Try it with almonds, try it with cashews. Do whatever you want to it. You know, make it your own. This is, if you look at other recipes out there, they're all pretty similar, but this is just again how we did it in our family. So enjoy.